Here you can see what the Sangha is writing on their website recently, complaining that all the animals disappeared and all the trees are cut and the high grasses are cut and stores are taken away, and one truckload the villagers get 230 rupees, which is $2.30 for a truckload of stone. This is their livelihood, so the Sangha is minding this. And here you can read about ecosystem and pristine lake and swamps and marshes. I will show in the moment what is the truth about this. But important is to see this. Here you see of contaminating the stream flowing into the sacred lake. No less than 7 times monks prevented attempts of deforestation of pristine and significant Halkhoria and Chisau, blah blah blah. So about the sacred lake I would like to say something. So here you can see the sacred lake, which is already dried up in 2011, end of 2011, by the Sangha's work on this white house, which is Bomjon's Kajokpa, his concrete palace. And in 2012, this sacred lake was already just a mud, a bubbling, stinky mud full of rubble from the construction of this concrete building inside the jungle. So it cannot be that now in 2014 there would be any water and fish, which is supposedly died now. And look at this petition and look at the photo where they are using psychological manipulation, showing you the dry and the grassy land. But I will show you in the moment that the grassy land is, though yes, it is inside Bomjon's Halkhoria compound, and the dry land is actually the walking path between Halkhoria and Ratanpur, and was used daily by his own monks and his own devotees and visitors by foot and also by many motorbikes. So it's obvious that along this barbed wire fence, not villagers but his own visitors are coming and going daily. At least this was the situation in 2011, like on this photo, this was his gate. And the barbed wire fence you see right where you see the yellow arrow. So it was not used by villagers but by his own devotees. And they are accusing villagers. And here you see another scam. They are showing that wood is cut inside Halkhoria, but actually this photo was taken on the Passa Bridge woodcutter settlement, and another similar settlement is on the northern edge of Halkhoria. This is the southern edge. You see the yellow arrow. This is the woodcutter settlement in Passa Bridge. And this wood shown in the picture is there for many years. This lotus petal formed jungle in the middle is Halkhoria, and its southern edge you see on the bottom the two rivers meeting. A little above them is Devdaha lake, which is a holy lake, and near that lake was Bomjon meditating from about 2007-2006. And so here is 2001, when Bomjon was still not there. Look at how rich was the jungle around Ratanpur and Nijgat, where there had been already many villagers living there, and they still didn't destroy the jungle as the Sangha is claiming. How is it possible? Because they are claiming it's the villagers who are destroying the jungles. These jungles are very rich still. but the Halkhoria part is covered on this satellite photo. The situation is nearly the same. The jungle is still rich and the rivers are still wide. And now 2 years after Ram Bomjon moved to Halkhoria, it's 2008, and you see the same jungle already having patches of parts without trees and empty patches. We cannot judge the Halkhoria part because that was covered in the previous old satellite images, but the Nijgat Ratanpur area jungle already has patches. And in 2010 already we see the deterioration of all the jungles around Ram Bomjon's meditation place. Everywhere we see dry patches without trees and dry parts around the rivers. It means the water of the rivers is also less. But we still see there is some water in the lake of Devdaha. But it's very alarming to see even now more and more dry patches without trees just because Ram Bomjon moved into Halkhoria. In 2011, unfortunately we cannot judge too much this photo because of the shadow which is made over exactly the part which we want to research. And this is the alarming state right after Bomjon left Halkhoria in 2012. You can see that practically every water system is depleted, the lakes, the rivers, though this image is of bad quality, but in the next images, this is now November 2012, we cannot recognize well in this picture quality, but it doesn't look good. Subjectively, it doesn't look good. The next photo I will show in a moment. And this picture is from 2013 with the Devdaha lake having already a sandy tone, same like the riverbed. And we see many pathways already. And this is from 2001 when Bomjon was still a child and didn't come to Halkhoria. Look at the denseness of the forest. Look at the rivers, how full are they and how healthy. This picture will never again be seen after Bomjon moves inside. And the Halkhoria part is not visible. This part on the right is the Ratanpuri Nijgat jungle. This is the same height. And now look at the same jungle on the right. There are patches of dry land. There are many little pathways, and all just because 2008 was already present Bomjon there in the Halkhoria, and a huge amount of people arrived to visit him with motorbikes and cars and tractors, and so they were also cutting trees and building houses for him and for his devotees. The life became very alive after he moved inside. Now this is the Devdaha lake, shockingly losing its water in 2010, which is the golden age of Bomjon's stay in Halkhoria. There is not anymore that deep black water seen in the Devdaha lake, but we see pathways inside the bottom of the lake, which means that the lake itself is drying and it's marshy and swampy. We see green paths in the lake already. This picture from 2011 doesn't give us too much information, but I included it. And Bomjon attacked 2 women in 2012 and 1 foreigner man, and after these events he had to leave Halkhoria. And this picture was taken after he left Halkhoria. What did he leave behind himself? The Kajukpa was still there. Other buildings had been destroyed by the police, but look at the Kajukpa is the white building in the middle of the jungle. And the Devdaha lake is dry totally. In this situation, he left and his Sangha left Halkhoria. And his lake near the Kajukpa is also dry. But he left a heritage of a lot of pathways and roads inside the jungle. And now let's jump back in time. This is how it looked in 2011 when I made this photo with a borrowed camera. And this is how it looks in 2012 when thousands of people are trotting already the riverbed and the jungle and no grass anymore anywhere. It's a very obvious picture. Such patches of land had been burnt out to make places for tents and houses inside Halkhoria by the monks and the very devotees of Ram Bomjon. So it's not by the villagers. And this is a big tent of Mahaparanidhana in 2011 for which we had to cut the grass with sickles. All the residents of Halkhoria, including myself, were cutting the grass of the riverbed to make for such computers, which had been in Halkhoria about 3 or 4 pieces by the Sangha, they needed electricity, and so they needed a generator which made a lot of noise. And such houses had been built in Halkhoria dozens. This is the entrance to the house where the nuns had been living and the painter Kaiba in 2011. A lot of wood used to build such constructions. Where did the Sangha get this wood? Who is cutting the wood for them? Did they bring the wood from Kathmandu? This is a bamboo house where the monks were living. Where did they get the bamboo and the wood? This is the bamboo house of the monks from outside. So they say that cutting wood is forbidden in Halkhoria, but we can see that they had wooden houses themselves. They needed wood. The Sangha is complaining about tractors passing the riverbed, but this is the Sangha tractor, which was passing from Pilua to Halkhoria on a daily basis, bringing devotees to meet Ram Bomjon in 2011 and 2012. This is the Sangha's tractor, his own tractor, and this another tractor inside the Halkhoria near the lake of Bomjon when they were building the Kajukpa. Do you see some stones there? Yes, these are stones. They are actually doing the same what they are claiming the villagers are doing. They are bringing stones by this tractor, which was using this left side of the way. Now here you can see the crossed red arrow. That was the way from the back side, from Devdaha side, they were approaching the construction of the Kajukpa, destroying all the area, all the jungle during their path. They made a road for the tractor. Here we can see the situation. They were crossing from this side to that white patch in the middle of the jungle, which is Bomjon's Kajukpa. They were using many new roads and destroying trees and grass and living creatures on their way. Here we can see it's so depleted around his Kajukpa. There is no more water and no more grass even. It's very easy to see that the building of Kajukpa was a big fault. And finally you can see the Kajokpa itself, because of which the tractors were moving daily from Pilua to Halkhoria in 2011. This is one of the office houses built from cement, wood, metal, very non-ecological houses of Ram Bomjon inside Halkhoria Jungle. And this, I already showed this bamboo houses for the monks. They also needed material. Here Darshan Subba and Tom Dorje are carrying water from the tiny spring water source a little behind in the jungle. Daily dozens of people needed to wash, cook, drink, take shower, make laundry, even to give water to the goats. From the moment Bomjon moved inside Halkhoria, a 13-kilometer long barbed wire fence had been raised by the donation of Mr. Moon from Canada. Inside this barbed wire fence, very unecological, there was another circle, 5-kilometer circumference. This is what can happen to animals when they catch on the barbed wire fence. Sangha is complaining that villagers are destroying their jungle, but you can see that actually it's them themselves who are building a whole civilization inside the jungle, with a village, with houses and with constructions and depleting grassland. These pictures taken in 2011 really show a kind of village inside the jungle made by the devotees of Ram Bomjon. In spring 2011, Devdaha was still a lively marshland with peacocks dancing, many birds, and this is in 2013. This was the situation already in 2012 when Bomjon was still there. This is the same lake. There is no more water and there is no more marshland, just dry land. These photos had been taken by me in 2011 to help devotees to find the way to Ram Bomjon's Halkhoria. This is the path to Halkhoria. You can see that it's already used too much by tractors. There are tracks of tractors and cars, jeeps, motorbikes. And this is the other side of the same Passa bridge, the southern side towards Pilua. Just compare again the dry path of Halkhoria destroyed by the crowds of devotees, these top pictures, and again I will show the southern green path of the same Passa bridge, which is like a borderline between the two worlds. And just you go a little behind the bridge and you see grass and the lively river and forests, all green and alive. And even if there is Pilua behind this grassland, but here way to Halkhoria is very dry and very ugly and muddy. So let's see again from different perspective Google Earth images. This is 2001 when he was still not there, and this is already 2008 when he was there, and we see the huge difference. Many empty patches of land without trees, many little ways and roads inside the jungle, and many dry places around his place. It was not created by villagers because villagers had been already there in 2001, but why they didn't destroy the jungle? Devotees created pathways and roads for motorbikes and tractors, and this is during the puja of Ram Bomjon. Look at the cars and the buses and tractors. Are they not destroying the jungle more than a few villagers picking up dry wood from the land? Now we should watch this lake, how it changed from 2008 to 2010. Only 2 years of Bomjon stayed there, and many pathways and the white strip at the settlement of Halkhoria, and the lake of Devdaha is no more deep. It is just a very thin marshland with even grass overgrowing and pathways inside it, and this is the end. The end.